Today, she's here to talk about a cause, that's near and dear to her heart. Welcome, Meghan Markle.
Hi, thank you.
We're so excited to have you here for a BT First.
Yes.
So thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh my goodness, I'm so thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the Dove Self-Esteem Project. You were here speaking to a group of people last night, especially young people. What is it that you have to say that they should really listen to?
You know, when Dove reached out to me, it was so, as I was saying to you, it's just so easy for me to jump on board with this because their whole campaign right now for self-esteem is inspiring confidence in young women, and I think it's timely right now, the conversation of feminism and women feeling empowered, but to plant those seeds starting really young. And so, you know, last night we had a workshop talking to not just young women, but also to mentors, teachers, people that are going to be able to like cast this messaging with a wider net, so that young girls can really maximize their potential. And yeah, it feels organic and right and good, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
And when you see the reaction that you get from these people that are coming up to you after you speak to them, how does that make you feel? What kind of reaction were you getting?
I mean, talk about a self-esteem boost, right? It's just so nice because, you know, I understand that now people know me from Suits, but that is not what my whole life for the past 34 years has not been that. There's been struggles and challenges and my own battles with self-esteem. So to be able to look at my life full circle and say, not only have I been able to achieve something that I never thought would have been possible, that with this platform now I am able to really inspire people to know that they can do that too is the most humbling. It really is.
I mean, it's so interesting because we can look at you and think, what? Self-esteem issues? What are you talking about?
Come on!
So when did your seed get planted in terms of knowing that this was a very important thing, that you need to embrace your uniqueness?
Yes.
And, you know, create your own box?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my, how sweet is that? You've been reading the TIG.
That's right.
So, you know, I think for me it's been a learning curve, and obviously I've talked a little bit about like experiences I had as a child when I was 11, seeing a commercial that I thought felt sexist and doing something to change that, and having the support of my parents and also people around me. I think when we talked about this, touched on it too, like being biracial, or for me, like having a sense of self that sometimes felt a little displaced. And so as opposed to turtling with that, to say, what can I do about this so I can find a place where I fit in, so I can find or shape the world around me so that even if I am not exactly able to check one specific box, that I can make my own box, right?
Absolutely. And that's also led you to become a women's advocate for the UN for political participation and leadership.
Yes.
Congratulations. That is a huge thing.
I know.
Was that something that you'd always kind of dreamt of, or?
I mean, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that that would actually come to fruition. And when UN Women reached out to me last year from an article that I had written on the TIG, actually, which is my website for people who are like, what's the TIG? When they had reached out.
I like to plug there, smart businesswoman.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thank you. When they had reached out to me about it, I really was able to now maximize that opportunity. I asked them if I could go and intern at the UN headquarters, and they said, well, I don't think anyone's ever really asked us that. But they were able to get me the clearance, and I did. And,
amazing.
And yeah, just talk about a game changer. It's been pretty spectacular this past year.
So what is the one message that you really want young women and women in general to just, you know, really focus on as they navigate through life?
Yeah, I think there are a couple things, you know, for me, and I remind myself and my friends of that as well, is that we just need to be kinder to ourselves, truly. You know, if we treated ourselves the way we do our best friend,
or our dogs.
Yeah, or our dogs. For you and I especially, like, can you imagine how much better off we would be to just say, can sometimes be so judgmental and unkind, and so I think I would never treat my best friend that way. So to treat yourself like you're your own best friend, and to also just like try to find a space inside of you that it reminds yourself that, yes, you can have questions of self-doubt, and that's going to come up, that's human, but at the end of the day, you are enough exactly as you are, I think is really important to remind ourselves of.
That is a very important message. Thank you so much, Meghan Markle.
Oh my gosh,
so good to see you.
You too.
For more information on Meghan and the Dove Self-Esteem Project, head on over to breakfasttelevision.ca. And coming up, we pick the entrepreneurial brain of Dragon's Den star Jim Treliving.